Okay, welcome to this video on how to play advanced numbered notes. This is a video I've been waiting to make for a very long time because it shows off some of the kind of interesting aspects of numbered notes that are very different but similar to regular music notation in a variety of ways. So it's going to be kind of fun to explain this one. So again, you can see where the song notes are by the diagram above here in Happy Birthday. But you'll notice that numbered notes advanced, which is trying to kind of replicate a lot of things in music notation, has a variety of very interesting things. For example, this right here is the key and the scale. So it's in a major scale, and I can see that by the intervals in here. And it starts on a 6, or that would be an F otherwise. So that's the key. So all of the intervals of the music are relative to that 6. And what that means, intervals, is the distance from from the key note to the other notes. Always from 6. Everything's relative to that note. So if the key was in a key of 1, everything would be relative to 1. So it's sort of special when you designate what the key of the song is and the scale that you build on it. The key is 6, and then you build a +2, a +4, a +5, a +7, a +9, and a +11. So those are the notes you'll see. For example, if we start on 6, you'll see the next note up is a +2, and that in fact there is a +2 in this song. And so the scale will dictate what notes are going to be, or what intervals get applied to the keynote. And then those are the primary notes of the song. So you'll see there's a 6 plus 4, there's a 10, yep, there's the 10 right there. There's a 6 plus 5, there's an 11, yep, there's the 11 right there. There's a 6 plus 7, that would make 13, minus 12 would be a 1, so there's a 1 right there. And then there is a 6 plus 9 would be 15, minus 12 would be 3. Yep, there's a 3 right there. And a 6 plus 11, which is 17, minus 12 would be 5. And yep, there's a 5 right there. So that's a whole lot of stuff. We're just right beginning, showing you what the keynote is and what's the scale intervals are above it. This stands, TS is time signature. It means times 3. So there's 3 notes per bar. So here you can see that, like in this is a starting bar, but there's 3 notes in here, and this is the pitch, and this is the timing. So this is a fraction 2, meaning it's a halved note with a quarter on it, and here is the quarter. This is a single note. This timing here it's a 3 pitch, so the note is a 3 and the timing is a 1, so it gets 1 count. This one gets 1 count, this one gets 1 count, and the timing should always add up to 3 inside of the bar lines. Okay, so again, this has a 1. The timing is a 1. Here's a half plus a quarter, and that makes 3, because 2 halves would make a single. And all throughout the song, you'll see that the timing adds up to the proper amount, because it's based on regular music notation timing. It just uses a single count per measure. So there's 3 counts per measure. Everything adds up. All the timing literally adds up to 3. Okay, so also you'll notice that the chords are quite different. The chords, you can see what the structure is of the chord. So it's the key note of the chord is 6, or excuse me, the root note of the chord is 6, and the intervals, it has a +7 interval and a +4 interval and a +7 interval, and that means it's a major chord if you're used to traditional music notation. So a major chord has a +4 interval and a +7 interval. In traditional music notation, that would be a major third and a perfect fifth. In numbered notes, that's a +4 and a +7. And you can see that we start on 6. Yep, there's the 6 right there. And then we add +4, and that would be 10. And then we add +11, which would be 13. Minus 12 would be 1, and there's the 1. So you can use the chord and the intervals the root of the chord and the intervals to know what notes are going to be in the chord. And that's what you learned in the intermediate video when you just saw the notes of the chord, but now you understand why they're there. The other part about seeing the intervals is that it's insightful when you're creating, applying music theory to it. So you can always see very clearly what your intervals are just from navigating from one note to another or navigating by intervals. So you also notice that the song is goes through a variety of different types of chords. This type of chord means it's been inverted because you can see that the plus 11, or excuse me, that it's built on an 11 root of 11 and has a plus 7 interval that comes before it. So 11 plus 7 would be 18, minus 12 would be 6, and yep, there's the 6 right there. Okay, and the 6 comes before the 11. The 11 is the root of the chord, that's why it's in bold. And then it also has a plus 4 interval, so 11 plus 4 would be 15, minus 12 would be 3. Okay, so again, some very interesting music theory applications you can start to apply because you can see what the intervals are and you can navigate by number. Okay, the other things that come up later on is that ties are expressed with a plus symbol, and there's not one in this song, but in other songs that'll come up. Rests are simply designated with an R. Slurs are done with the underscore, and every times 1 means it's a single note, and there's a certain amount of single notes per measure, and that's what the time signature is. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video on numbered notes advanced. There's a lot more to talk about. This is just sort of a basic view of the advanced version. Hope you enjoyed this video. Check out our other videos on music theory and perfect fifths and finding middle C if you still need to watch that video. Okay, hope this helped. Thanks. Bye.